Hello and welcome to a new crochet tutorial. Today I'm making a lacy scarf with mohair and silk yarn. The pattern is very easy. There is only one repeating row. It works up pretty quickly and I was able to make the scarf in just one day. The finished measurements of my scarf are 64 inches long and 14 inches wide. This is the yarn that I will use. I will use 2 balls and each ball is 25 grams. And the total yardage is gonna be 464 yards. This yarn is 70% Super Kid Mohair and 30% silk. I will work with the hook size H, 5 millimeters. The amount of starting chains must be a multiple of 9 plus 8. And for my scarf, I will start with 62 chains and I will crochet them quite loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I have 62 chains and I'm ready to start my first row. Into the 6th chain from the hook I will make a treble. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And over here I make a treble, so yarn over twice, and these 5 skipped chains will count as my first treble. Next I skip 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next one I will work a shell, and here is how I do it. First I work a treble, now 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the same chain I work a treble again. Again 2 chains, 1, 2, and a treble again. So now I have 3 trebles and I continue with 2 chains. And again into that same chain I make a treble. And one more time, 2 chains and a treble into the same chain. So here is how my shell looks. There are 5 trebles and in between them there are chain 2 spaces, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces and 5 trebles. Next I skip 8 chains and I need to be careful here because after I work all of these trebles into the same chain, the next chain might become very small and difficult to see, and I need to make sure that I'm counting it too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next one I will work the same shell. So yarn over twice and I make a treble. Then 2 chains and a treble into that same chain. 2 chains and a treble. Two chains and a treble. And for the last time 2 chains and 1 more treble. I should check my shell. I have 5 trebles and 4 chain 2 spaces. And now again I will skip 8 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the next chain I work the same kind of shell. 5 trebles separated with 2 chains. And this is how I will continue crocheting this row all the way across to the last 6 chains, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Here I am at the end of the row and I have 6 chains left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to skip 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I finish this row with a treble into each one of the last 2 chains. 1, and 2, and over here I will crochet in this little yarn tail so that I don't need to hide it later on. And here I have my first row. I turn my work and I start the next row with 4 chains. And these 4 chains will count as my first treble. Now into the next treble, I work a treble. And now I will work a row of the same shells, but in this row, the shells will be worked into the 3rd or middle treble of the shell of the previous row. So into this treble, I work a shell again. So first a treble, then 2 chains, again a treble, and 2 chains, treble, 2 chains, treble, 2 chains, and 1 more treble. So here again I worked 5 trebles and chained 2 spaces in between them, and I worked all of them into the middle treble or the 3rd treble of the shell in the previous row. Now into the middle treble or the 3rd treble of the next shell over here, I will work the same kind of shell again. So a treble, then 2 chains, 2nd treble, 2 chains, 3rd treble, 2 chains, 4th treble, 2 chains, and 5th treble. And here I have 5 trebles, and they are separated with chain 2 spaces. And again, that's how I continue crocheting this row. Into the middle treble of the next shell, I will work a shell again, 5 trebles, and chain 2 spaces in between them. Here at the end of the row, I just work a shell into the middle treble of the last shell, and I finish this row with a treble into each one of the last 2 trebles. 1 and 2. Now from this point, all I need to do is to repeat row number 2. And here it is, very lacy, very airy and beautiful. And now I'll show you how to make the last row. So I turn my work and I start with 1 chain, then into the very first treble I make a single crochet, and into the 2nd treble I also make a single crochet. Next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will make a single crochet into this middle treble of my shell, so the 3rd treble. And here I make a single crochet. Now 8 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, And into the middle treble of the next shell, again, I make a single crochet. So this is gonna give me a straight edge, not a scalloped one. Again, 8 chains. And again, a single crochet into the middle treble of the next shell. And that's how I will continue crocheting this last row. Here I made a single crochet into the middle treble of the last shell. Now I make 4 chains. And I finish with a single crochet into each one of the last 2 trebles. 1 and 2. And that's it. Now I can fasten off, hide the yarn tail, and my lacy scarf is finished.